Good afternoon and welcome down to this, the Fuel to Go and Play Premiership between the Fremantle Roosters and the North Beach Sea Eagles. It all comes down to this. It's been a beautiful afternoon of rugby league. Donnie Bell joins me as always. One game to go, one to decide them all, and it's just starting to get a little bit cold here, so you feel a bit of grit in the air.
Well, I mean, what a decider that we've got. We've got the two best teams all season. The Fremantle Roosters finished as the minor premiers. They've lost just one game all season, and the draw. They've really been the dominant team. But North Beach, they've been nipping at their heels most of the season. There's a lot of strike power for North Beach all over the field. It should be a cracking game.
Down sideline to Macy Simpkins, who gives us just a little bit of a report from the sidelines before we get underway.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, it is a beautiful afternoon down here at Dorrien Gardens. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit and we should be in for a nail biter. We know these two teams have been in the grand final before against each other. They've both won both times as well, so we'll see how it goes.
A very even matchup, Macy, and if you had to pick a winner early on before we run out this afternoon, have you got one for us?
Look, based on Team of the Year, there were more Fremantle Roosters in that lineup. So you mentioned the strongest team in the comp, Premiers, so it does look like they are the favourites for this game, but you never know what North Beach can pull out of.
We'll run through the Fremantle Roosters lineup. At the top, Iora Kemp, then Kerrod Hignan, Joseph Poyalo, Reggie Manu, Nick Riggs, Delane Edwards, Sonny Kerr, Osanamo Takiobau, Jaden Solomon, Julian Wiley, Ezra Talmau, Cooper Sanders, Dwayne Butler, Bjorn Crotty, Jesse Day, Mitchell Kerr and Harrison Sanders. A lot of talent in that side. Donnie, North Beach?
Yeah, the North Beach Sea Eagles, this is how they line up. Bailey Miller is at fullback. The wings, Jaden DeVorms and Dean Morgan. Centres, Cade McDonald and Jalen Gray. Plenty of strike there. Ty Cranston and Jeremy Wallace in the halves. Trent Trotter is at 9. Shane Gillam will be up in the front row with Gershom Adams in jersey 20. A back row of Kieran Tarrant, Brendan Shepherd and Callum Gulliver-Brown. The bench, Teddy Shand, Josh Papworth, James Green and Adam Roy. And they've actually got 18th man there in Dale Gilbert as well, who I don't think we'll see action here today. But strong teams for both North Beach and Fremantle. And yeah, as Macy mentioned, the Ken Allen Medal award winner in Dwayne Butler in jersey 13. They're coming off a big week. It should be an absolutely cracking game.
We look at the likes of Iora Kemp as well. It just seems to keep getting better and better. Age is not quite in his favour, but it's not dwindling yet. He's still in that mid-20 range, fighting hard. The other one is Delane Edwards, the coach, of course, of this side. He's coach of about 6 rugby league teams at the moment, I think. How many big grand final first grade performances has he got left in his legs?
Well, it feels like every year we get to a Fremantle being in the grand final. Delane Edwards, will this be his last one? Is this the swan song for Delane Edwards? Again, there's that whisper going around. You're not hearing it from Delane. You're not hearing it from the Fremantle camp. But it's pure speculation. People just feel like there's something in the air at Fremantle, that this one means more to them than all the other ones that they've had over the last decade or so.
Because he needs to just keep racking up these trophies. He'll go for the Harmony Cup as well in summer or he just wants to fill that trophy cabinet. Maybe he built it a little bit too big in the new home that he built, and he just wants to make sure he fills it out before hanging him up. Yeah,
well, again, he looks like he could go on and play another 10 years. Like, just about every game I see, he's just such a competitor, and is one of the best players on the park for Fremantle. One player I do want to talk about, though, from the Roosters is in jersey number 2, Tatawa Parkinson. Player of the match in the Val Murphy Trophy, has already won 1 grand final, could win 2 in one day.
That's very true. If he's going to just roll on through, it could be a handy outfit for the Fremantle Roosters this afternoon. Be interested to see how much he's got in the legs, actually. The tank will be the question, but he only needs to probably rack up about, 30 good minutes, and he can wrap up another award.
Absolutely. So that's an interesting one. But yeah, we sort of talked about North Beach and the strike power that they've got right across the field. I mean, any team that goes in with a spine of Bailey Miller, Ty Cranston, Jeremy Wallace and Trent Trotter,
yeah,
you can't take them for granted. I think that's an incredible spine. It's one of the best that we've ever seen. It's the question about North Beach is whether they can do it through the middle of the field. Now, last week they did a tremendous job. Their forwards really rolled up the sleeves and did a remarkable job against an imposing Joondalup Giants team. And they'll be asked once again against a very good pack from the Fremantle Roosters to stand up once more and play above their station.
It's interesting as well with the career of Jeremy Wallace, so much success, so much injury, so much success, so much injury, and that's kind of what we lead into here. He's been itching to, he called with us last year in the grand finals due to concussion, so now you start to look, is these the last couple of big ones for him? You know he's not going to be a Delane Edwards still playing first grade at 37 or whatever he is these days. Jeremy Wallace has probably got to tick one more off before he starts thinking about dropping down in the grades. He wants to be a more comfortable coach role soon.
Well, again, he's only a fairly young bloke, so you think he's probably still got some time in the legs. But you're right, he has had a few injuries, and maybe that'll take its toll. We see the officials, they're out there on the field. Referee Ben Solomon, and he'll have an incredibly important role to play as we now await the entrance of these two sides. The minor premiers, the Fremantle Roosters, the challengers, the North Beach Sea Eagles.
Macy Simpkins, we've still got you down sideline. Anyone to watch from your point of view? Anyone caught your eye over the last couple of weeks?
Look, it's funny that you mentioned Jeremy Wallace with his injuries. I saw him pre-game and mentioned that, and he's actually got a splint on his finger. He's done a ligament in one of his fingers. So not just quite uninjured, but he's definitely one to watch out for. As you mentioned, he's missed out on a few due to injury, so I know he's keen to get out there and run amok. From the Fremantle Roosters, young gun Jaden Solomon and hooker there has been a good addition to the team this year, so we'll see how he goes.
Thank you very much. He just seems to always have a little injury, old Wallace.
Well, this time of the year, I think you'd struggle to find a rugby league player that gets to the end of the season, doesn't have some sort of bump or bruise. Another name that I'll bring up is a guy that didn't play last week. Couldn't get out of work for the preliminary final, but he's back for the grand final. Shane Gillam, South African representative, captain of that international team, and he's a huge addition to come into their forward pack. Really stiffens up their middle. As I say, their forwards did a great job, but adding Shane Gillam, I think, is really important for North Beach as we see the Roosters let out by the Ken Allen medal winner in Dwayne Butler. They'll line up for the pre-game ceremony. Fremantle crowd. They'll get nice and rowdy as this one goes on.
It's been a very good crowd as well today. Everybody down at Dorrien Gardens loud and cheering every single result home to the 80th minute.
It's one of the great advantages, I think, of having 7 different clubs represented on Grand Final Day, is that they're all represented as we see the North Beach Sea Eagles making their way out onto the park. Kieran Tarrant's just thrown a ball, or I don't know what that was. They're throwing something back up into the crowd.
Yeah, foamies for the fans.
There we go. Why not? This is innovative from North Beach.
It's
I don't know whether
the booze.
Maybe they're throwing it at opposition supporters. Or
Well, they copped it from the Fremantle support on their way out, and the boos did quickly stop once because they were interested. A bunch of footy players went, ball? Is that a ball? And they all lost interest quickly in what they were on. So down into the middle now for the grand final pre-game presentations. The grandstands at Dorrien Gardens begin to rumble. Game time here, and the fuel to go and play Premiership.
Got butterflies in my stomach, mate. I can't imagine how the players are feeling.
It's been a big day full of success and heartbreak. Looks to be a silly determination throughout both camps. North Beach Sea Eagles will kick off to begin. They'll be moving with the breeze left to right across your screen. Breeze has come and gone this afternoon. In a quiet patch now, but it'll be strong throughout most. Set and ready and underway in the 2023 Grand Final. The wind's got a huge piece of that. Could have gone dead on the full. Bang!
Woohoo!
First hit off of the game, perfect. Fremantle Roosters settle 10 metres out from their own line. Brought up by Crotty. Backdoor play, Kemp pumping on the outside. Didn't fool McDonald. And there's an error underneath. Borrow to Kemp. A little bit loose underneath with the carry. Never got back to his feet. And a huge gifted opportunity in front of the sticks, 12 out from the line for the Sea Eagles.
Well, already looking across, there's a few jersey number changes for the Fremantle Roosters. Dwayne Butler, I think, in jersey 10. And I think Jules Wilson-Wiley might be in 14. But a great opportunity now for North Beach. Cranston goes out the back to Miller. Miller jinks, steps, comes back the other way. He's set upon by Jesse Day in the main. Trent Trotter waits at dummy half. Tarrant, he wants a carry. Takes it up towards Solomon. Dummy on the inside, Gulliver Brown. Plays well above his weight, wants a quick play the ball. Trotter waits at dummy half. Goes out to Wallace. Wallace fires it to Shepherd. Shepherd knocked off his feet. Delane Edwards goes whack. And the Roosters survive the first raid. Wilson-Wiley.
You can see Edwards in back play just stretching that hit out still.
He's put on a big shot, but he's come off second best. Good spotting there from Macy. Butler just looks to spin past Trotter, but runs straight into Gillum. Now they're looking for a kick from well inside their 40. Delane Edwards still not 100%, but the bounce is favourable for the Roosters, and Jalen Gray goes all the way back to his try line, back at 1,000,000 miles an hour. No self-preservation here in the grand final. It's Cade McDonald now. Takes it forward. Looks to get up for a quick play the ball. DeVorms avoids the hit that just charged out. Now Wallace skips, gives it to McDonald, who straightens off the left foot. Always dangerous. Tarrant runs at Takakakabau. Makes the tackle. Now to Wallace. Wallace is going to go to the sky. Bailey Miller's chasing through. Nobody wants to catch it. It's allowed to bounce. And Pora Kemp gets back and cleans it up and then gets away from Cranston, but that was dangerous.
Yeah, everyone was just hoping the breeze was going to push it a bit further. Loose again, the Roosters at the back. Could and should be offside accidentally.
Just the knock on.
Fair enough as well. Just two scratchy starts to the exit for the Fremantle Roosters. Ends them up in another goal line set of trouble. Man, nobody wanted to touch that ball in the air. Just wondering why the Roosters were standing off it. Almost gifted a big opportunity in the corner. Wallace got plenty of hang time. There'll be more of that this afternoon, that's for sure. Set out left here, Wallace first receiving. Backdoor play, McDonald gives it into the corner and DeVorms goes over. Simple overlap work, try awarded. Beautiful work, Jaden DeVorms. Shouldn't be getting in that early in a grand final, but he does, and Fremantle Roosters will have to pay.
Well, North Beach has started this game very, very well. They look sharp, they look up for it. They're trying, they're fighting in tackles, looking for quick play the balls. They're dominating the early exchanges. And they get the reward for it there. Jaden DeVorms diving over in the corner. Some classy work to finish there from Cade McDonald to set it up. North Beach will play from in front.
Kick to come from the corner. The wind blowing almost directly behind the angle of this kick. Still left to right. But right in front of the bar stand. We saw Mitchell Wade Wallace slot one from exactly here about 2 hours ago to start off the Val Murphy Trophy. And if you can get this one over and match those efforts, 6-0's huge. Maybe just across the face. Almost there, but not enough for Jalen Gray. 4 points to 0. Sea Eagles, they're out in front in the grand final.
Just 5 minutes gone. I'm sure the Sea Eagles will get a bit of a lift from that. North Beach with the return and falling into that tackle. Shane Gillum. No high tackle, says the referee. Big Gersh takes a carry, followed by Gulliver Brown. So it's the middle third. Just working through now for North Beach. Now Shepherd. Runs into the tackle of Edwards. It's going to be Trent Trotter. Well, that's a pretty good setup. Pretty good set after points. It's Kemp taking it on the full and charging back into it.
Not looking to mech around here. Sea Eagles to staying composed. Line speed good as well.
Solomon at dummy half. Goes to Wilson Wiley. Now Edwards. Go out wide, Jalen Gray. Sticks with the big man. I think that might be Joseph Pahilia out in jersey 17. Just trying to get confirmation of that. Dean Morgan takes that, but the tackle on the kicker is ruled late. Delane Edwards is trying to struggle to his feet. He's copped some bumps, some bruises, some knocks early in this contest, but a great opportunity now for the Fremantle Roosters. Solomon just taps and goes to Butler. Go out the back of a couple. Kemp goes to Kerr. He just stands and wrestles in the tackle. Eventually driven sideways. Looking at the dummy half. Come towards the middle. Wilson Wiley. Centre field. Butler is flat. They go out the back to Kemp. Kemp again out the back to Edwards. Edwards fires a long ball to Toa Parkinson. The long ball called forward.
Seen it all day today, Donny. Squaring the shoulders, pushing into the breeze. They've been hot on the trigger. You're not getting it past the referees in a grand final like this. Good setup play out the back door though. Edwards, sore knee, pulls Kemp in to go first receiver. Just allows him to be that two-out playmaker. Now we get started back again with North Beach. Crash ball met well. Second up. Look at just a fan out on the right-hand side.
Cranston, he almost pulls through. Desperate tackle from Taumia. Now Wallace. Across the face, Gray. Healy is up in his face. Now Miller. Well, he had Shepherd on his outside shoulder, but just takes it into contact. Tackle 5. Comes back to Wallace for the kick. He's going to, again, nails it straight down the throat of Kemp and Nick, the big rig. Charges back up to the 40-metre line. All of a sudden, you start to feel that momentum starting to swing towards Fremantle. Kemp up to the halfway line. Trotter trying to slow the ball down. Parkinson. Solomon at dummy half goes to Wilson Wiley. Runs into the shoulder of Cranston. That's a good tackle. They really have slowed that one down. Solomon had the ball out in front. Ezra Taumia with him. Solomon takes the tackle. Tackle 5. Goes back to Kerr. He's got a good bomb. Perched underneath it. McDonald knocked backwards. Bailey Miller! Oh, wow.
It is there. Knock on both ways, but Bailey Miller, he looked up immediately once he got that ball. Could have stretched on clear.
Have a look at the replay. Cade McDonald
Kemp goes up well.
I thought there was definitely a case to be made that the knock from McDonald went backwards, and that should have been play on, but that's not the way the ref ruled. He said it was a knock on from McDonald. An opportunity now for the Roosters. It goes to Kemp. Kemp goes wider to Edwards. Edwards takes on Cranston and goes through him. Edwards towards the line, gets the ball down. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Delane Edwards.
How this man keeps doing this year after year, if it's not with a triple cutout, it's simply beating a man with better body position on the outside shoulder. The class is unmatched and we've got a tie game. Kick to come. How he does it, I don't know. Still doesn't even have the biggest legs in the world, but watch the drive once he picks the outside here. Works his way through the line, just keeps going. 5 involved in that effort. Delane Edwards, good angle here. Lazy first up tackle in front, and the rest of them are just left chasing the entire way. No one can get on ball, and he did it with metres to spare.
Well, it was a poor first effort from Ty Cranston, but there was some other jersey grabbers in there as well. You know, Shepherd's been a very good defender. Jalen Gray was there.
Just went the right arm. He goes, I've got this limb.
Exactly. We only need about 6 more players in to grab the rest of him, to stop him. And Kemp has the opportunity to put Fremantle in front. So all the hard work that North Beach did early has now been undone. You expect Kemp to knock this over. Give the Chooks the lead. And he does exactly that.
Beautiful footy player, Poa Kemp. Had to do a bit early. Seems unfazed by the situation as always. 6 points to 4. And this fuel to go and play Premiership. The Sea Eagles, well, they just got to fix this up in the middle. Work hard like they did those first few sets. Plenty of action coming here. Only 14 minutes into the first half.
Timing.
Jalen Gray to get us back underway. Sends it deep to the try scorer. Should offload on the inside. Another great hit up. Short side for the Roosters. Want to work hard across the ball, getting back to their feet. Coverage defense comes in well. Shane Gillum bounces out of marker. They get wider of him. Sanders. Patiently waiting Solomon at half. They're going to have to go through sets of hands. Flat from Kemp.
Very flat.
Brought to ground right on halfway. Charging up through the middle now, Jesse Day. Fifth and last. Good 60-metre gain from the Roosters. Banana kick finds space. Bounce favourable for Cranston though. Beats the first two in fact. Tries to dart up the middle. Good coverage by Solomon in the M. Right-hand side shifter for Gray.
James Sully-Sullivan listening in the nation's capital.
Morgan.
Big g'day to Sully.
No one calls him like Sully.
He was telling me the other day he's done almost 100 games that he's called so far this year over there. So plenty of footy over that side of the world. Hope you're doing well. Well, a player taken out off the ball. Not sure who. Gulliver Brown's the player that is on his backside.
It's against Joseph Pulia.
Well, McDonald taps, goes. Now with Adams. Straightens. Trotter to Wallace. Wallace goes to the line. Cranston, cut out ball. Gray. He's copped a bit of a head knock, but both players down. Toa Parkinson the other. Shepherd goes back towards the middle.
I think it's neck for Gray, but the worry is Parkinson, his was more front on the head. He certainly looks a little bit confused.
Both players have come off worse for wear. It was an awkward sort of tackle. Toa Parkinson just getting up, shutting that down. We have a look on the replay. Hope we haven't gone back quite far enough. That's
I think
the
that's
aftermath.
the winger, Karen Hignett, on the ground at the moment. Doesn't look too good at the moment with the trainers there.
So Hignett back to his feet. Looks to be sorted. They share a little thumbs up, in fact, between each other. All goods. Wallace inside ball. Good charge, Goldwoods. Short little tip off. Gillum. Only half a metre. They line up on the right. Cranston calling for it. Fifth and last. They want this flat. Chip from the ruck. Allowed to bounce. Ginger bodies don't want it. Inside. Intercepted again. 6 again. Except we've got a forward in there somewhere.
I think this is going to be North Beach ball. Oh no, he points towards Fremantle, so knock on first against North Beach.
Take a look at this again. First one backwards. And that
I
happened
think
to be backwards.
that one, I think they're saying he's lost it into the tackler. Hignett forced it out and ruled as a knock on there.
A lot of pressure on Fremantle. They've been stuck a couple defensive sets in a row. Nice carry up to their own 20. Morgan looping around, doesn't get the ball on the outside. Instead it comes in for Day. Plenty of Roosters charging up through the middle of the park. Now they hit the go button. Offload not there for Power to Kemp. Fifth and last. Got to set up a clean kick. High bomb set up by Sonny Kerr. Danger zone. Knocked forward off the Roosters. Chance to pop this one round the corner, but instead Jalen Gray just steps in. Composed out there on the right wing at the moment, Jalen Gray. Morgan just tucks inside. Wallace feeds early. Chance to kick. Cade McDonald works his way back into the middle of the ground. Needs to straighten and does.
He was just looking for a chink. Couldn't find one. No chink in the armour for the Fremantle Roosters as Papworth onto the field and gets smashed with his first carry. Now Gillum. He's been strong. Put onto his back there. Trotter waits at dummy half. Wallace wants it, gets it. Cranston straightens, beats a couple. Crotty rides him to the ground. Wallace goes to the line, kicks in behind. Kemp, fantastic positioning, great work rate, and stays in the field of play. There's Riggs. Fighting to get up. Hitting it out of dummy half. Now Crotty runs at Papworth. Gillum in the tackle as well. Tackle 5. The Roosters, they've had to work it from their own line. Not the best of kicks. Goes towards the sideline.
Probably happy to watch that one roll away. A lot of pressure if you play that ball.
Well, I was interested with the pressure that came through, though, whether he got a touch on it. Any touch there from North Beach, watching it trickle over the sideline. Maybe not the best option, but no touch. North Beach get the ball in pretty good field position. Miller runs at Solomon. Taka Kakabau involved as well. As is Day. Now Wallace spinning, backing towards the line. Trotter out of dummy half, looking for some space. Hasn't had a lot of room so far. Fremantle slowing things down. Roy's out there, he's at dummy half. Papworth! Well, he must have a target on him somewhere, because every time he gets it, he's getting hammered. Roy! He wears some heavy contact from Crotty. Trotter waits at dummy half, goes to Wallace. Wallace again trying to roll it in behind, but standing there waiting, as he has been all night so far, is Pawara Kemp.
They're really favouring that short jab right side. The try they've scored is well out to the left, and Kemp's following them on this right-hand side, covering well. Won't be long till they open it back up. Left side long ball is going to come very soon for the North Beach Sea Eagles. Slower play of the ball here. Eventually Sanders up to the feet. Kemp fills in flat, gives it on the outside again. Nowhere for Kerr to go, and gets met in a second up contest. Little revenge for Papworth and friends. Last, they've only got 20. Kemp has to go long. Sends a little Tory down the middle. Miller chasing.
That's innovative from Miller.
Gray.
Volleyball tap up for Gray.
Across the face, gets it well. McDonald thinks he has a chance on the outside of Manu. Too good for that on this occasion though. This is the difference. Second tackle, past halfway again. Sets up good sets for the Eagles. Flat runner, Kieran Tarrant. Might need a little breath of fresh air after that. 2-11s meet well in midfield. Out wide now, Roy. Brilliant setup, rolling in now. Wallace, options are plenty, goes early for Cranston, who has to surrender. Fifth and last, flat line set. High bomb coming, the chase is good. They're going to get awkward here. Missed kick off Trotter, still looks pretty good though. They bring it down out wide, alive with the Vorms. They have to suck it back in. Miller gets dragged to ground. Tremendous coverage defence. And by who else? By Orla Kemp.
Well, some great rugby league all around. Fremantle up to the task. We've got a cracker here, Nick. Both teams really look up for it. Edwards. A settling run from him. Now Pahilia. Sanders at dummy half. Goes to Crotty. Now to Day.
Clear! 5! Early 15.
Kerr goes to the sky. Underneath it, Morgan has made a meal of it. It's still backwards, play on. Morgan goes back and cleans up the error. It'll be a knock on in the field of play, and Fremantle will have a chance to extend this 2-point lead. 25 minutes gone.
I haven't had a look in a couple of minutes now. The first couple shots at it, they were rolling motions, nothing too quite there. They still came away with one try and took the lead in this game. You just sense there's probably a bit of energy reserves left here for the Roosters. Haven't been G'ing up too much in defence. Been happy to roll backwards with the set. This is a time to attack, roll something special out. 26 minutes gone in the first half. Big sniff for the Roosters. Comes out the base. Early away for Kemp. Takikakibau collapses under awkwardly. Flat short runners. Deeper for Kemp. Through the lines. Talmea intercepted. Awkward bobble. Chance to run it back the other way. Cranston gets 23 out from his line and wants to get up. Defense not shifted too far. Papworth gets G'd up again. Offside this time. He's paid his dues and he wins one back. Crowd likes it as well.
Well, an important intercept there from Ty Cranston. Just hung a hand out. Managed to hold on to it somehow. McDonald will kick North Beach down into pretty good attacking position. Although he might not have found touch. He has not found touch. Well, you talk about coach killers. I don't know any coach survives Cade McDonald because he's got a few coach killers in him. He sets the game alight at times, but that's not good. Pahilia with some room to move. Now it's with Edwards. Sanders waits at dummy half. Back onto the field a few minutes ago. Underneath for Butler. Butler. He's put down, wanted a quicker play the ball than he was allowed. Now to Kemp. Kemp goes out to Kerr. Manu. Manu gets it wider. Riggs straightens. Desperate sliding defence. Now to Kemp, rolls it in behind, Crotty's pursuing.
There.
Shepherd taps it up, and Hignett dives on it. Try Roosters, fortuitous, but they'll take it.
Just immediately, once you saw that tip off the hands and roll on through, Kerrod Hignett was charging through the middle of the field. It was always his, 10-4, kick to come. Call it 12-4 already, Donny.
A very good try. Dwayne Butler having a chat with the referee. Delane Edwards comes in for his 2 cents worth. I think they thought there was a high shot in the lead up.
Wasn't the worst defence as well by the Eagles. They came up well, forced Kemp to kick a little bit earlier than it felt like he wanted to there. So he just jabbed one in underneath the post. Still a good percentage kick, and unlucky on the bounce. North Beach Sea Eagles up, tipped over the back.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good defensive set, and it took a kick, a 50-50 play, ball bobbling around. It was a clever kick from Kemp. Shepherd tried to just sort of tap it back to advantage, but tapped it straight into the arms of Kerrod Hignett.
Up on the state, the difference really. Well, able to defend.
Kemp should knock this over. And 12 points to 4 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. About half an hour gone. We see that try once again on the Fuel to Go and Play replay.
Just need a little bit of luck sometimes in grand finals. Works out better than others in some ways.
We might go down to Macy Simpkins on the sideline if she's with us. I mean, what's the feeling? A bit closer to the action.
Yeah, it's been a bit tit for tat that first 30 minutes of the game, hasn't it? But with that, I think Freo's definitely got the momentum coming into the last 10 minutes of this half.
Well, it's a huge last 10 minutes. If Fremantle can extend this lead, that could just about wrap up the grand final. North Beach should find a long way back as Edwards explores down the short side. Sanders charging into dummy half. Edwards again remonstrating, not happy with the speed of the ruck. Butler bounces away from a couple. There's room there. Morgan, an important tackle around the bootlaces. Sanders at dummy half, goes to Crotty. Crotty to Kemp. Kemp fires one out. It bounces away from Manu. Riggs is chasing it towards the sideline. Can't keep it in.
Delane Edwards throws his hands up saying, what are we doing out there, boys? It's a good set, thrown away. Just shy of half time. 9 minutes to go. You want to stay in control in grand finals like this. Show that you're a cool-headed customer.
James Green onto the field.
Looks keen and ready to go, James, doesn't he?
Well, it's just an obvious sign North Beach looking for a bit of extra size, going for a guy like Green. That's what they feel they need.
Nowhere for Wallace to go. Open side, little look. Adam Roy. Just a little bit of a sting coming out of the runs from the Sea Eagles at the moment. Tied up at half. Wallace shovels it through the hands of Miller quickly, and a kick through early. McDonald chases his own kick and dots it over. Gee, they lured the Roosters into a false sense of security. There wasn't much going on in the set. They sent one shooter up. Wallace is aware, inside, through Miller. McDonald kicks for himself. It's just a little something out of nothing. All of a sudden, this is a tight ball game, 8-12 with a kick to come.
I love Cade McDonald. I just love watching him play footy. I don't know how coaches handle it, but he failed to find touch a few minutes ago. But that's you take the good with the bad with Cade. He has brilliance in him, and he shows it right there on the biggest stage, grand final day. Momentum has shifted towards the Roosters, and a play like that changes it in an instant. Here's the replay again. McDonald just kicking in behind, saw some space, juggles it here, regathers before it gets to the line, and celebrates the try.
Good angle this on the kick as well. Really did well to weight that properly. I mean, I think he was taking a little look out of his right eye at Paora Kemp flying across towards him. That's probably what caused the half a juggle. Still gets it down nonetheless. Jalen Gray from the sideline. His head said no. The boots should say yes. Beautiful kick
The crowd says yes. You don't need the touch judges' flags to tell you what happened there.
10 points to 12, just the two in it now. Individual brilliance tightens this one back up. And once again, it's off the back of silly error, passing the ball out of play 40 metres out from the line you're attacking. You end up with a try at the other end. Roosters' chance to fire back.
Green off the back fence. Driven sideways.
Hold. Hold.
North Beach looking for a shift early in the count. Goes a couple wide to Tarrant. He wants to fight to his feet. And Benny Solomon, you've got to say he's been consistent with how he's policed the ruck so far. Both teams allowed to get away with a fair amount.
That's right.
Trotter to Roy. Roy bent over awkwardly. And Wallace. Tarrant another run in this set.
Stand up.
They get to their kick. Crotty putting some pressure on. Bailey Miller's pursuing this. It's juggled by Shepherd. Still the last. He's got to get the ball out. And he's tackled with it. That'll be the handover. Well, the pressure there from Crotty forced a shallow kick. And gives the Roosters now pretty decent field position there.
Yeah, first time they've had one of these sort of turnovers in a little bit. Yes, they've had advanced field position, but it's been off the march. Need to take advantage here. Edwards will lead from the front with Kemp. Soaking up the first two. They haven't made the 8 metres past halfway yet, though. I want to knock those ones off early. Still might be stuck here. Good shoot out of the line by Tarrant. Eventually brought to ground over halfway. Cooper Sanders up to his feet. Little gap from half. A chance through the middle. Mitchell Kerr. Sorry, Sonny
Sanders.
Kerr.
Yeah, it's Harrison Sanders. So Cooper Sanders and then Harrison.
They're all out there, that's for sure. Kemp. Only 8 out, 5th and last. Can they immediately put pen back onto paper? Big chance to Lane Edwards. Didn't like his look on the left. Sends it back. They all take a look around. Now we get a chance in the corner. Fremantle Roosters. Reggie Manu. Something from nothing at both ends of the field. You would think it would be Delane Edwards on the left. He said, "Nope, not my time." Back across the field, threw a couple sets of hands and charging on Reggie Manu. The perfect reply from the Fremantle Roosters, 16 points to 10 with a kick to come.
Well, there's been some key missed tackles from North Beach that have led directly to tries, both coming from their halves. We saw one earlier from Ty Cranston. This is a bad miss from Jeremy Wallace on Butler, and that just creates that space on the outside. Manu exploits it and dives over in the corner. And the Roosters go out, back out to a 6-point lead. A big kick from out wide. It could be an 8-point advantage. We could get to the final few minutes of this opening half. What a half it's been.
These are the times where sometimes I wish it was 60 minutes, one half, just so we could keep rolling with the momentum here, see tempers start to flare. A couple of hydrated fans in the background of Kemp, as we saw on the screen there. They look like they had a smile on their face, ready to watch this one. Kicking important today.
Well, again, listening to the crowd. Well, there's plenty of boos. He's getting his share of advice. That looked like a Noonan in the background there. There it is.
A cheeky look at the crowd from Powder Kemp there, at the North Beach crew behind him.
Just sense a good feeling. This second 40 minutes is going to get good. The fuel to go and play a replay here. How good Dan Butler. What a player he is. Shoot out of the line, only half warranted, and once again, don't need to give much more space for Manu just to finish off in the corner. Still had a man spare outside. Restart. Far end. Slipping off tackles a little bit too often, the Sea Eagles manages to grab the last bit of the boost laces, did Shepherd. Here is that final pass, man.
Kerr chopped down low by Shepherd. They keep working down this short side. Edwards bounces away from 1, 2, gets away from Trotter. Adam Roy, much needed tackle. Copybook. Sanders, they keep going this side again. Hignett to spin away. The tackle made by Morgan. Roy involved again. Kemp kicking across field. McDonald takes the catch, looks to skip to the outside. He'll do well just to stay in the field of play. He does just that. DeVorms. Tough carry out of his own end. Fremantle, they're turning up the heat. There's 20 seconds until the break. It looks like North Beach want the break. Fremantle, they want what you want. They want it to keep rolling.
60 minutes, please. Another good carry by Papworth. Tremendous first half carrying for him since he's come off the bench. Short, little pass option on the outside available. Edwards has to come in, he was floating in behind. Shuts the space down, Miller fills at half and they're going to kick central. Bouncing between two Fremantle Roosters. Pop up for Kemp. Kemp moves out to the right hand side of the field. Takes on the challenge and does well, falls over the contest line, 30 out.
And the siren could come at any moment because we don't have the official clock on the scoreboard. Any basically time added on. There's Kerr, Mitch Kerr. Crotty, dummy to the outside. Good tackle down low from Shepherd. Slow play the ball from Crotty. There's the siren sounding. Kerr, Sonny Kerr. He stopped. He pretended he just wanted to take the tackle and then he took them on. In the end, ragdolled by James Green. That will be half time here at Dorrien Gardens. Fremantle leading 18 points to 10.
You see everyone just come together in the middle of the ground a little bit there, but I think it was more of a good half, boys. Don't really know how to split them yet. Obviously 8 points, the winners at the moment, Fremantle Roosters. They look dominant, they have the class to polish off games like this, but Cade McDonald, Jeremy Wallace, playmakers in their own right. They can do anything at any moment of the game.
I really feel like this game could go either way in this second 40. There's game breakers everywhere, as you said, for North Beach. But Fremantle, they've been there, they've done that. They know how to close out these games. They know how to win premierships. And when the whip get cracking, Fremantle will still be right there.
We'll take a short break. Second half coming your way right after this. Welcome back. Second half just about to get underway. Fremantle Roosters, well, they're ready. North Beach Sea Eagles coming out from the change rooms. Tall task ahead. Lights have come on here at Dorrien Gardens. It's getting colder. I don't want to mention the front that's coming in off the left since we're both in the cotton jumpers here, Donny. But we should be all right, maybe, for the next 40 minutes. There'll be entertainment at least, that's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, earlier in the week when I saw the forecast, I thought I might have been calling this one in my driver zone, but we've been somewhat lucky with the weather's changed, but hopefully it does stay away for the remainder of this second half. We've got a cracking game set up. The Fremantle Roosters get us underway. Goes down to Miller, who hands it on to Green. The first carry of the final 40 minutes of 2023. Wallace goes out to McDonald with a bit of room. Steps back infield. McDonald into the backfield. He's got Bailey Miller with him. He goes the other way to Tarrant. Nick Riggs stays with him. Well, if he had gone inside to Miller, it might have been all over. Trotter to Miller. He goes across field and looks to find some room. Bjorn Crotty shuts down his space. Trotter to Roy. Green running hard and straight. Fremantle holding on. Now it's with Cranston. He's not too far away. Trotter fires it out to Wallace. Wallace kicking across field, looking for McDonald. Riggs is up. McDonald knocks it forward. And they're coming out to the 20. Backwards Riggs knocked forward by McDonald over the dead ball line. Well, that was a dangerous set from North Beach.
Gee, it's a really good kick to finish it off as well.
He was touching backwards and then Kane touched it and went out.
You want to create opportunities off line breaks like that. They did exactly as prescribed. North Beach Sea Eagles, positive start. They've gone the full 90. Well, there you minus 10 metres coming back the other way. For the dead end goal. Edwards just settles one in the middle of the park. Complained about the speed of the ruck in the first half, and already there just gives a little come on to the umpires. Wants this game to be played at a certain pace. Short little jab out the left-hand side, no way through a hole. Up to his feet now, Joseph Pulley. Flat ball. Nothing really happening yet, but they're gaining metres. Now Butler through the middle of the pack. Settles 10 out from the line, fifth and last. Gee, this is a good charging set through the middle of the ground. In the corner, Manu just gets brought to ground.
Jaden DeVorms with a beautiful tackle there that saves his team. But how's your start to this second half? Both teams, end to end, they've come out, both are going to play footy. We've got a great 40 minutes coming up as Papworth now takes it forward for the Sea Eagles. Trotter waits at dummy half. Goes to Morgan. Morgan runs into a shoulder. Slowish play the ball. Now Cranston. Ooh, Bailey Miller goes cartwheeling. Has his legs taken out from underneath him. Trotter out of dummy half again, looking for some room. Shepherd gets the ball from him. And now Wallace at the end of the set puts the kick across. Again, under some pressure. Riggs was never comfortable. In the end, lets it bounce and gets a very kind outcome.
Bigger hits are coming still, Donny. Bigger hits are coming. Kemp in the middle of the ground.
Hands out there.
Goes head over bum, forwards into the dirt. Delane Edwards gets on the inside of Papworth with a little bit of room. Up to the opposition 40. Great run once again, Delane Edwards. Butler short. Good little carry up and through Polly-out. They're going to play heads up footy short side. Fremantle Roosters up to the 20. Dummy up, brought to ground eventually. Fifth and last. Flat line set right in this second attack. Power to Kemp. Flat ball with a bit of space. Maggi Manu again. Throws it on the inside. Bailey Miller wants to come through and get onto this. In fact, it was Cade McDonald ends up losing it forward. Fremantle Roosters get another chance at this.
Well, it was all backwards from the Roosters. It was sloppy. McDonald saw the ball sitting there and thought, if I can pick this up, I can run 90 metres and score. That was what was going through his mind. Unfortunately, went without the ball and comes up with a knock on. Fremantle, a chance to attack once more.
As the scrum sets, Macy Simpkins sideline. It's getting a bit colder, but you can feel the energy building around here at the moment.
Sorry guys, having trouble hearing. What was that?
All good. We'll come back to you, Pyro Camp. We'll get the headphones sorted.
No room for Sanders to go there. The markers shut him down immediately. Crotty waits at dummy half. Dummied one way, goes himself. Well, that's a couple of wasted plays really from Fremantle. Sanders to Kerr. Kerr bounces away from a couple. They've done not a lot in this set, Fremantle, so far. Now they go wide to Edwards. Put down by Roy. Now with Kerr. They're going to say restart at the tackle count. Trotter ruled to have played at it. Another set of 6 coming. Kerr. Sanders waits at dummy half, goes to Butler. Butler runs into Green. And Sanders to Kemp. Nowhere to go. North Beach, the defence holding up so far. Crotty again goes from dummy half, looks to spin, wants to get the ball to the ground, can't, he's short. On the bounce to Kemp. Kemp steps back infield, takes the tackle. North Beach take a bow. Great defensive set.
I was more than happy to see them concede there. I didn't think it was going to be a long fought battle. I thought they were going to have to get the job done at the other end and just reply and score. Happy to see. It'll frustrate the Fremantle Roosters.
To me. Go to.
Papworth wanted another chance left. Ball goes right instead. There's a Rooster down in back play and we'll have time off.
It's an injury.
Just in the way, it sits poor at Kemp. Yeah, Delane Edwards has dropped back to fullback. Well, this would be a big blow for Fremantle. He's down on a knee.
Yeah, knock on his left eyebrow.
It looks like he's going to be able to continue, so that's the good news for Roosters fans. Gulliver Brown takes the first carry upon resumption. Now Gillum. It's a good run from Shane Gillum. Played the ball, I thought Trotter might have gone there. Wallace rolls it in behind.
Took a touch.
Well,
should be a North Beach ball.
That's not the ruling. They're saying that one's not played at. If there was a touch, stuck a foot out. No call from the officials, and Fremantle get the ball.
Hard tackling effort.
Adams back out onto the field. He'll look to have an impact in jersey 20.
Certainly did a lot of tackling when he came out the first time.
Hands out now, 10.
Delane Edwards, centre field.
2.
Good crashing over the line. Brendan Shepherd has to roll with the punches in defence. Set left. Talmea gets wrapped up in a big tackle. Referee's going to make sure that we officially draw the line there. That is the height that we're not going past. It's going to be a Fremantle Roosters penalty. Byrocamp looks fit enough to kick this one. Now this is the interesting angle. This is where the kick didn't go out from before. Wind blows this one back into play, so you can't be greedy on the left side of the ground. That's deep into the supporter stands over on the far side. Penalty probably fair enough there as well. On the field to go and play a replay. Good setup here now. Poya finally to his feet. Shifts it out on the right hand side. 3 involved to bring Wiley down. Butler sits some weights. Kerr goes backdoor as well. Now Delane Edwards, interception. Need to keep it in, they do. Off the shin, Edwards will come onto it, but there is a finger in there just enough. And well, for the second time in 5 minutes, Fremantle are going to turn it over and get a repeat set straight back at the line.
Well, there's not a lot of luck that's gone North Beach's way in this second half. There's been a couple of those sort of plays that have ended up working somehow for Fremantle. DeVorms, he would have been thinking about going the length. In the end, they hand over possession once more to the Fremantle Roosters and an opportunity. Edwards chopped down low by Shepherd. Now it's with Wilson Wiley. Just trying to come back in behind the ruck. The markers handle him. Taumia.
No space for him.
Getting through this set. Goes to Kerr. Kerr dummies, double pumps. Goes himself. North Beach driving him backwards. They've had to do a lot of defence in recent times, the Sea Eagles. They've held on well so far, but Kemp dummy to the outside. Then forced back into the teeth of the defence, and Adams. Great tackle, forces the error. Sea Eagles, they come from everywhere to give him a pat on the back.
He's just such a defensive asset. Forget the fact of how big he is and how much of a ball runner he can be. This is twice now in the grand final. He's come off the bench and had this impact. Bo Kemp gets absolutely stuck on the heels. There's probably about 30 kilo mismatch there, so it's just a one-way drive. Unlucky to get loose carry, but North Beach Sea Eagles, 2 defensive sets that are just supreme. Keeping this scoreline 18 points to 10, 62 minutes into this fixture. Beautiful run through the middle of the ground. Starting to line up now. Shane Gillum plays the ball. Half just goes short. Might be Taumia shooting out of the line to make this tackle. A little bit of pain in the middle of the ground for Gillum. Nowhere for Wallace to go either.
Hands down now, Dwayne. Hold.
Now it's the Sea Eagles that want a bit more speed in the ruck. Shane Gillum darted on the inside. A trotter decided to run with a dummy trotter. 5th and last, and penalty comes.
Well, that's how long it takes. That's how long you're allowed to play in the ruck. We finally found the limit of Ben Solomon, the referee.
We found the high tackle line, and now we've found the speed of the ruck.
That's late in the tackle count. I mean, we joke about that penalty, but it's late in the tackle count. They give away the penalty. Now North Beach go on the attack. We're still at our half-time scoreline of 18-10 on the cash converted scoreboard. And Gillum has the first run for the Sea Eagles up towards the 20-metre line, centre field. Wallace goes to Adams. Adams hits the hole. Gershom Adams, he's done it in defence, and now he does it in attack. The North Beach Sea Eagles, they are back in this game.
There's about 8 kids coming from halfway on the blind side, running around the back. They want a piece of this action. One of their idols in this North Beach Sea Eagles side. They go absolutely nuts for him. There's a lot of good playmakers out here tonight, Donny, but there's one big man starting to raise his hand just a little bit if North Beach could get it done tonight. It's only going to take a few more efforts. Look at the pace. Great hold up in the play from Wallace. Just allows this run to come so late. Gershom Adams, what isn't he doing tonight? That's the question. 18-14, kick to come.
Well, you've got to remember that it was down the other end. It was the defensive effort on Paul Kemp that forced the ball loose, that gave North Beach the ball. They come down the other end of the field, hitting a hole and running off Jeremy Wallace. And again, it was Paul Kemp tasked with the job this time of trying to stop him. Run straight over the top to score a great try, a very important one. Jalen Gray
gets it in a good spot too to make 4s into 6s.
Should knock this over, and we'll be back to a 2-point ball game in the Fuel to Go and Play Premiership. Gray moves in, Strikes it straight over the middle. 18-16 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. An eternity left. Anything could happen from here. As we have another look at this try.
Macy Simpkins back down sideline. I think we've got you back with us now. You can just feel with a 2-point margin, this game's going to heat up again.
Yeah, 100%. You know these games are always tight and all the way to the end of the siren. So looking forward to the next 25 minutes or so to see where this shifts to.
Anyone catching your eye the last few minutes through the start of this second half?
Oh, look, I think both fullbacks, Bailey Miller for the North Beach Sea Eagles and Paola Kemp for the Roosters, are just giving everything they've got. So, yeah, this has been an interesting battle.
15 minutes in regular time to go. Haven't had a draw all day, and Dorrien Gardens is famous for producing them. North Beach Sea Eagles work well out of their back half. Flat ball from Jeremy Wallace finds Gillum in half a bit of space. In fact, it would be Kieran Tarrant. And here's the try scorer once again. Absolutely lays it up the middle. Jess Day got bounced off. Halfway line approaches here. Nobody wanted this out the back door, so you've got to recover in open play. Brought to ground well. Fifth and last. High searching ball, gets the win nicely, 2v1 out wide, almost brought to ground nicely by Kate McDonald. They'll allow this to play through for a moment, but Jaren DeVorm's not allowed to dot it over past the line. Kate McDonald's good in the air.
Well, they've made that a contest all day. They keep kicking towards McDonald, and he keeps getting up above them. He's going to turn one of these into points. That time, again, you wouldn't have argued if you had said knock back, but yeah. I'm also happy with the knock on call. And Fremantle survive another raid. They're just competing on everything though, North Beach.
I think that's the disconnect from the amateurs to the pros, is you need that communication if it's a 2v1 and make it really look like it's a purposeful tap. You can sneak it away past the referee. This grade, anything uncontrolled will go.
Well, from inside the 40, McDonald though well positioned. Looks up and sees a line of Roosters. Jesse Day goes straight out after him.
Good battle.
Now Miller. Oh, caught high by Butler. Well, that's a bit of a gift for North Beach. Butler creeping up high.
Oh, that's me. Oh.
Well, that one's into the car park out the back. Ball boy's got a task to go and clean that one up. Well, there's somebody out there that hopefully will give it back to us. That's Gershom Adams up over the halfway line. The Sea Eagles surging. Trotter out of dummy half, finds Wallace. Wallace looking for space. He's got plenty of speed, but no hole for him to go through. Trotter again out of dummy half, short ball. Gillum. He had Shepherd flashing through but couldn't get the ball to him. Trotter again out of dummy half. He's been scheming in this set. Miller gets to dummy half now. Goes to Wallace. Wallace goes across field. On the bounce to Cade McDonald. Runs himself out of room. Comes back in field. Bounces away from one. Stands in the tackle. Got dragged towards the sideline but stays in the field of play. Tackle 5. It goes to Wallace. Kicking across field. Oh! Well, that's tackled in the air.
Half incidental, half there as well.
Well, I think they were both competing for the ball and just got him into an awkward position.
Time's off as well. Delan will get all the time he needs. Just probably not deep enough, this kick from Wallace. Still sitting about 8 metres out from the line. Allowed all the Roosters players to come front foot on.
That's Delane Edwards that's down hurt for the Roosters. Unless he got hit by a Mack truck, you think he'll stay on. I think the wind has just been knocked out of him.
Oldest bloke on the park as well. He knows that he's probably the most tired, so he's happy to take his rest. It's not favouring anyone else but him.
Yes, we have another look at that contest.
The hand does just linger a little bit, but it's still flash seconds.
Yeah, penalty against Cranston. And Fremantle. They'll enjoy that little bit of a breathe that they got. Allowed to reset. As Wilson Wiley charges through the middle. Crotty goes to the line, goes out the back to Kerr. Now to Kemp. Kemp gets it wider. Manu dances with Wallace. And Wallace leads. Now Tagakakabau. Up towards the 40-metre line. Solomon back on the field. He's in at 9. Crotty, short ball to Wilson Wiley. That was forward.
Crowd sold it well. Doreen Gardens went really early on that one in unison. Just struggling to really penetrate in this second half. Fremantle Roosters, they've got up there a couple of times. Adams, great defensive effort as long with everyone else in the North Beach Sea Eagles, and his turnovers are just becoming higher and higher up the ground. Still a long trip, 65 metres to go from home. North Beach Sea Eagles are building into something spectacular though. Nice little scoot away from half and the ball comes free. It was brilliant work by Trotter to peel away from the base of the ruck. Might have another little deep again here now. Short side for Miller. Met up nicely. Now Wallace wants to spin this one right-hand side. Inside for Adams.
Good tackle, Jesse Day.
Yeah, got low, took the knee early. Flat chance, through the line. Gulliver Brown, 5th and last. 4 out. Oh, and Adams spills it. It probably wasn't the right target to go to. Can understand the tactic, but I believe the whole way, Gorsham Adams probably thought he was a decoy runner.
Well, it didn't work out the way North Beach wanted last play. They went all or nothing. The score handed over 10 out, so they won't be too disappointed with where they hand this ball over. 18-16, the Roosters still lead. 20 minutes left on the clock. Solomon goes to Pahilia. Pahilia looks to bounce away from one, and good tackle down low from Gray. Now Sanders spins away from the first attempted tackle. And looks to continue spinning up towards the 40-metre line. They're under plenty of pressure, the Roosters. Pahilia, another powerful run down that side. Morgan this time coming up with the one-on-one stop. As Edwards goes to the sky, looks to test them out. McDonald says mine, juggles it somehow. He's still got the ball, Cade McDonald. Well, under intense pressure from Bjorn Crotty, I don't know how he held it.
Oh, there's a good cry for high, not going to get paid. Bailey Miller's coughed it up out wider. Fremantle Roosters, now the momentum, feeling the shift again. Such a funny game. Certainly
Complaining about that tackle, Bailey Miller. He was complaining about it so much he dropped the ball. There we go, here's a look, and again, I don't know that he has a lot to complain about there. It's Kemp wrapping around from the base of the scrum. That tackle goes beyond the horizontal. There's a little bit of wrestling with Shepherd and Kemp on the ground. I think it's Hignett there that's come in to knock Shepherd over. And now they'll wrestle and cuddle. Well, if you're the Fremantle Roosters, what are your thoughts here, Nick? You taking the 2?
Well, you know I'm a classic other side of the code man, and take the points is rule number 1 in that game. I'm happy with 2. Rain's starting to fall as well, so the bigger the lead, the better, in my opinion. I think I'll take the 2. But you just feel like there's still something unwritten in this game. It's all kind of swaying me away from my own morals. The weather held out all day. We're going to be stuck without a brolly and cotton jumpers up here, Donny.
Absolutely. The rain comes down. Oh, it doesn't look like Fremantle are going the 2.
Short little tap off. Plenty of numbers out the right hand side for Fremantle Roosters. They want to play with this wind.
Here we go.
Immediately picks up in furiosity. Crotty, slow to his feet, slipping, almost dropped the ball. Delane Edwards tried to step inside a few. The hole shut up really quickly. Half short of the line. Now Delane Edwards wants it left. Catches it flat-footed, steps inside one. Has to surrender. 5th and last. They're going to have to go deep and wide. Short little jabbing kick. Miller covers across. They'll all watch it go. Slippery conditions. This could get ugly, Donny.
Well, North Beach. The goal line dropout. Pressure building. As the rain tears in. Taken on the full from Wilson Wiley. He has the first carry from the restart. Tagakakabau. Well, suddenly that big forward pack looking important. As Edwards just stands, stops, props. Again, a slow play of the ball. Again, he's not too happy. Crotty almost goes through. Solomon to Edwards. Kemp sweeping around the back. Again, well read. Jeremy Wallace, an important tackle. Edwards rolls it in behind, off legs. Miller, right place, right time, but puts it down. It goes from Day. Hignett spills it.
Both ways.
Both ways. First one off North Beach. The pressure will continue.
How long can they hold out? Fremantle Roosters haven't scored in this half yet. And this would have to be around their 8th set at the line now. Scrum, 10 metres out. Short little tackle. Back to regulation, schoolboy. Drop to your knees, get in front of the man. Delane, short tip off inside. Spilled forward, North Beach survive.
Wow, I don't know whether that was the play in these conditions. Delane Edwards just tried to do a catch bat inside to his big man, and the ball hits the deck.
Gee, North Beach, how long can they do this for?
Well, their defence has been outstanding. It has really been unreal. Fremantle have had enough opportunities to put this game to bed, but the Sea Eagles refuse to go away as Gray almost gets through. An important tackle from Tagakakabau. Adams, he's had an impact. That time they hold him, contain him, slow him down. Tarrant runs at Day. Day just puts his body in the way. He stayed on the deck though, Jesse Day. He's trying to get to his feet as Wallace underneath the Gulliver Brown. Getting late in the set. Gillum going across field. Well, if he had it again, flashing through late was Shepherd. And the final play. Again, they put the kick up. McDonald chasing through. Can't get near it. The bounce to Devorms. Off his legs towards the sideline. It's very close to the sideline. Eventually picked
Still
up
in.
by Devorms. Flicked in field. Play on. McDonald. He's going to put the kick across field. Fremantle should defuse that with Hignett.
Hignett gets a chance back the other way. One-on-one strip attempt in the wet. Now we've got to enter the holding pattern, Fremantle Roosters. You can't afford to give this up early. Bang, they do. Straight from the back, Bailey Miller scoops it up and is clean. Fans are getting ready for the North Beach Sea Eagles camp. You can feel the momentum. If there wasn't enough twists and turns already, Fremantle Roosters, I don't know if they were ready for the rain. Shepherd, tidy carry.
That's it.
Wallace, options deeper. Kieran Tarrant brought to ground, 11 out from the line. They're set flat out to the right. No Adams out there anymore. He's been subbed back out for Gillum, who gets to his feet to play. On 4. Shooter comes up, knocks the ball away from Wallace. Ball still alive. The referee's going to say it's knocked forward. You'd have to think it was the Rooster punching through.
Well, once again, it's the Rooster. It's Delane Edwards. Got up quick in the face of Jeremy Wallace. You're going to say loose carry and knocked on by Wallace. I think the replay might exonerate the referee on that one.
So they've sent Gershom Adams to the bench for a little rest. You'd expect he comes back for the final 8.
Yeah, you'd put him back out there for at least the last 5, 6, 7 minutes, whatever he's got left in the tank.
So they need someone else to have the big defensive play here.
Wow.
There's a loose carry. They might not need a tackle.
Fremantle, they just keep coming up with errors coming out of their own end. North Beach, can they take the lead for the first time in this match? Right on the attack, Trotter at dummy half. They go out to Cranston, dummied inside. Cranston skips. Try Cranston! He's almost through. Gets up, goes again. Cranston to the line.
Double
Knock
movement.
on!
Double movement.
Knock on is the call from the referee. Well, he had a couple of digs. He had a couple of efforts. He could see the line, and he's lost it short of that target.
Just a little bit of fever there. Still have tackles in the bank. He's got really far. He's done well. You just got to concede. Not the way you want to go. North Beach Sea Eagles. Now they've got to do it all again. The rain backing off now.
Of course. Just after we've got everything covered.
Gonna need a warm shower after this. Nowhere really to go off the base of the scrum.
And a
Penalty
penalty.
comes. Offside a little bit early, the North Beach Sea Eagles. That's why there was no space.
Well, we're down to the business end, 18-16. Roosters over North Beach. About 12 minutes left on the clock by our count. Both teams have had chances in the last 10. Haven't quite been able to grab them. Solomon at dummy half. Good strong carry. The ball's
Loose.
come out though. Knock on against the Roosters. Again, a bit of push and shove. Some argy-bargy. Temper's starting to fray.
This crowd really getting involved as well on the sidelines there.
Did you manage to find a dry spot, Macy?
I did. Thank you for asking. Unlucky for you guys up the top there.
Got a rain jacket in the car. It's really useful. 2 umbrellas as well now that I'm actually thinking about the contents of the car. One in the golf bag, one in the back seat. Smart I am. North Beach Sea Eagles, 60 out from the line. Wallace with a risky skip pass, but it gives good width for McDonald. And a chance out the left-hand side. DeVorms is through. It's a foot race now. They're going to cover him off nicely.
Well, he does well not to go into touch there, Jaden DeVorms.
They want to keep him alive here. Cade McDonald. Gee, they're playing with risk. North Beach know it's going to be a special moment regardless. Gillum shrugs off the first couple, then shrugs his own teammate off. Underneath the sticks. 12 out from the line, and they'll pick it to go from half. Trent Trotter goes backwards. Plenty of options either side. Bailey Miller, flat ball. Another chance here for McDonald. Only half a metre out from the line. The covering defence holding strong for now. Complete this set. Finish it off. North Beach take the lead in the grand final. Seconds tick down. Fifth and last. Wallace calls for the dummy. Now gets a chance to go into the corner. Keeps it low. Trotter goes up. A few in there. Eagles ball alive. Now ball down. Turnover, Fremantle Roosters.
Well, they're high kicks. Every single one of them has been a contest, and every single one of them you feel like North Beach get first hand to the ball. They haven't been able to bring one in. Same happens once again. And Fremantle, hard in mouth stuff. We're into the final 10. The Roosters holding on.
10 not square, 10, come back.
The defence from both teams on their own try line has been exceptional. The Roosters have been tested. The last 5 or 6 minutes, they've held firm. Cade McDonald, he seems the man most likely out on this left-hand side. Taga Kakabau. Simple stuff from the Roosters. They just want a completed set. Solomon gets out a dummy half. Jaden Solomon pops one back. The ball is there. It's dived upon. Kieran Tarrant's got it. And North Beach with the ball on the halfway line. Well, he was just lying down, minding his own business there, Kieran Tarrant. Dean Morgan comes up with a mistake. Well, this crowd are into it. They are cheering every moment.
I think they're just trying to warm themselves up, Donny. Good work, Delane Edwards on halfway. Plenty of chance runners out left. Everyone keen still out right. Little pick and go. Delane's going to have his second carry of the set. North Beach retiring a little bit slower than they were to begin this half. As to be expected, it's about how they bounce up though. Poa Kemp gets a 2 out. They want to shuffle this short side. One man overlap. They'll take it on. Kerr dots it through, a little bit too heavy. Finds touch though, not touching goal.
Well, the touch judge is saying it's found touch.
It's inside.
That
20. Play the ball.
Whoa. I'm actually with Cade McDonald. I thought it was touch and goal.
No, I'm happy touch, regular touch.
Oh, that's what the touch judge has ruled. He's the only man that matters.
I can see Gersh Adams on the sideline there getting ready to come back on for this last 10.
Got to get him out as soon as possible. I'll back him into run whatever time's left.
There's about 6.5 left on our clock up here. North Beach still 2 behind.
We've got to account for the Delane Edwards rest break.
There might be a little bit more than that on there then. DeVorms plays the ball. Roy runs into Wilson Wiley. Hapworth looks to use some footwork maybe to avoid those big shots that are hitting the target on his chest. Cranston puts a kick raking across field, sitting up. Riggs gets it, bounces away from Wallace. He takes on DeVorms. Nick Riggs down the touchline. Tarrant comes across. Riggs steps inside. Great kick return from Nick Riggs. Now Edwards on the back of that. Adams involved in the tackle, back out on the field. It's Kemp. Centre field, 40 out. DeVorms at the Solomon again. Solomon, he gets the ball. Jesse Day, chopped down. Great tackle. Cade McDonald, desperation stuff. Solomon goes across to Butler. Butler bounces away from one. Butler towards the line. They slow that down well there, the Sea Eagles. Comes back, Kerr rolls it in behind. Miller, great pick up in these conditions. And keeps North Beach in this contest.
They just can't be broken. They would have been done for. Cade McDonald's coverage tackling. Really well done to get his opposite number down. They stay alive once again, 5 minutes to go. Both teams crying for a stoppage here as well. They're out on their feet and they want to sub off.
Looks like Reggie Manu down for Fremantle as well.
Contact in the middle on Brandon Shepherd, real
he can't
solid.
Get up, Reggie.
Keep an eye on him. Good work through the middle. Fifth and last. Nowhere really to go. Got to get rid of the ball. Comes out loose. Then flicked on forward. Not the set they needed. North Beach Sea Eagles got to complete.
Josh Papworth got out of dummy half on the last play. Had no idea it was the last until the very last second, and then forced a pass out the back. Puts his team under pressure once again. North Beach, what have any of these players got left in the tank in these last 4 minutes?
Gersh has made his way back out now.
Now with Edwards.
Just
taking it forward. Oh, he's copped some bumps and bruises and knocks today, hasn't he? He's earned every bit of this. There's Kemp. Runs into Tarrant. Papworth in there as well. Trying to make up for his mistake. Solomon, he's been great in this second half. Kerr, he puts the kick up. It's a towering bomb into the in goal. Taken on the full, out to the 20. Everyone's got to get back on side. Adams is struggling. He does just well enough. And it's Jalen Gray on the zero tackle.
Zero.
Bailey Miller hunting around the middle. Important set this for the Sea Eagles. With Wallace. Goes to McDonald. McDonald steps, beats one, beats two, beats a third. Goes back towards the middle. He finds some room now, McDonald. He gets it out wider. He's got Shepherd. Shepherd's beat a couple. Shepherd steps back in field. Well, McDonald has been great. As Trotter, flick pass. Who wants it? Shepherd again dives on the ball.
Penalty. Points.
Well, do they take the two?
Points.
A penalty for North Beach. The crowd have just realised that they've got an opportunity to take the 2 points and level this one up with 2 minutes on the clock. Jalen Gray, this is your moment. Cade McDonald goes across to see him.
I think they're taking a shot.
We're not going anywhere, Donny.
And here we go. Golden point on the line.
We've been in that position before as well, haven't we, guys?
We absolutely
We remember
have.
Connie Williams, man of the hour that time. See if Skinny Gray's got it this time to get us there.
Well, we'll just listen to the crowd for this penalty goal attempt from Jalen Gray to level it up. It's not quite as difficult as the Harry to beat kick. But there are no bigger moments in rugby league than this. Jalen Gray, a picture of concentration.
"45 seconds to go, Donny, but we're going to extra time. North Beach Sea Eagles need to just hold on to the footy, surrender to every tackle, and we're going to see some golden point extra time in the next couple of minutes, you would assume."
Well, it seems the, I didn't hear it, but the full-time siren has sounded.
So maybe we were playing along with time on. That's
So
how
here it
big
is
the
again on
crowd
the
is.
replay. Jalen Gray. Well, he can't have the Iceman, but this is pretty cool. The Grey Man, he's not flying below the radar tonight. Levels this game up in the final minute. What a contest this has been.
So for everyone at home, Donny, you want to run us through extra time rules? If you're a new fan of rugby league.
Well, it seems to change every year, so I'm not 100% sure. I was told last week it's straight into golden point extra time.
This
So
year we are.
First points wins. That's what I was told last week when I asked. But we'll wait and see. Kieran Tarrant, Dwayne Butler come out for the toss.
Call on the second one here. Right, call. Tails call. It's if you're receiving, you can choose. No, which way do you want to run? Sorry. If you're receiving, you choose which way you want to run. Okay, I'm kicking this way. Good luck, boys. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy.
As is the fun thing with all rugby tosses as well. As we run through the highlights of the grand final gone so far, you can choose to kick or choose a direction, and if you choose a direction, you get to receive regardless.
Yeah.
You get the double whammy if you really want, and in golden point you do want to receive the ball first, get first touch of the pill.
Well, I mean, that can be a bit of a double-edged sword as well.
As we saw in one of the most famous NRL grand finals, North Queensland a few years ago, Broncos choke it up immediately from the kickoff.
Was that Ben Hunt? Was that one?
Absolutely it was. I was there.
I remember that one.
Never heard a louder roar in a stadium.
You might hear that here, to be honest. It's pretty loud on that grandstand over there.
Dorrien Gardens might not have a roof by the end of the night, that's for sure.
Well, strap yourselves in.
We'll assume 5 minutes aside as well. But I think it repeats until we get a winner.
Absolutely.
North Beach Sea Eagles to kick off.
Timing.
Do you go
Touch,
deep
touch
or do you
is
go for a
good.
mungle kick and hope for the knock?
Freo good.
I think you kick it deep in these conditions and work for an error. Gray, he does exactly that. He's got plenty on it. And
Gone.
straight from the kickoff, Ben Hunt has dropped it.
Commentators curse. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Now. I won't take any responsibility.
Oh,
Nick Riggs was there ready to receive that ball though, and his space was closed down. I believe in the end.
well, it's in the in goal where he's dropped the ball, so it'll be a goal line dropout.
Which is very fortunate, in fact.
Well, gives him a bit of extra territory. Maybe even opportunity to get it back. You go the short dropout. No thoughts in that vein. They kick it long. Down to Cranston. He goes to Papworth. And they've got to try and force an error here, the Roosters. Roy. He straightens up. Well, McDonald's in the middle of the field. Adams. Is he the field goal kicker? Cade McDonald in position. Goes from Trotter. Back to McDonald. He takes the shot. Cade McDonald has won the grand final for the North Beach Sea Eagles.
Gee, you could feel it coming for about 30 minutes there. North Beach, they've kept the Roosters scoreless after half time. They've answered the call. And wow, managing to get a conversion after the siren, then lead into a drop goal. Cade McDonald, 10 sets on the line or thereabouts, defending this massive Roosters attack.
Well,
And that's a win for the ages.
Cade McDonald. Here it is. the drop goal. As soon as he struck it, he knew. So did every one of his teammates. They come from everywhere. North Beach, what a victory. 19-18. They have won the fuel to go and play Premiership. Well, we've got to talk to Cade McDonald, I'd imagine, which is a little sketchy. I don't know whether he'll be able to get through an interview without swearing. We'll see how he goes.
Apologies in advance.
We can't not speak with him. See if Macy can get hold of him, but rapturous, the North Beach side.
A beautiful lead-up run once again from our man Gershom Adams as well. Shrugged a couple off, set up on left post. Beautifully favoured there, Cade McDonald. Pressure was on, Charger was there.
Well, Sonny Kerr too, that the man that dropped the ball from the kick-off, that was the player desperately diving at the legs of Cade McDonald to try and charge that down. And we go down to Macy Simpkins, who's with the man of the moment.
Got the man of the moment, Cade McDonald, with me. Tell me, how's it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing, you know. We've beaten by them all year and we stuck it out and, you know, trust ourselves and we got the end prize.
What's it like coming to the North Beach Sea Eagles? I know you were a South Perth Lion previously. What's it like playing with the Eagles?
Oh, you know, the club itself is so accepting and, you know, I feel at home here and, you know, full credit to the boys in the club for taking me on and I appreciate it.
No, that's awesome. And celebrations after this?
Yeah, fucking hope. What the fuck?
He almost got
congratulations.
through.
Almost
Sorry.
got there. Excitement got the better of him in the end. Beautiful. Well done by Cade McDonald. Except for the last second. A fantastic effort. Look at the massive people out on the field now as well. All North Beach supporters paying their respects through the line.
Well, what an absolutely amazing way to decide this game. It came right down to the final minutes. We went for about 25 minutes of this game with Fremantle leading by 2 and a penalty. A penalty in the final minute. Jalen Gray knocks over the penalty goal to send us into Golden Point. A mistake from the kick-off from the Roosters. And first opportunity.
Going back down to Macy Simpkins now.
Hey guys, I've got here Josh Pappy, another new man to the North Beach Sea Eagles. First final win. Tell me, how does it feel?
Oh, it's unbelievable. They're 34 years old. It's probably a chance to get a good grand final. So, yeah, unbelievable feeling.
No, that's awesome. And going into Golden Point, what was that pressure like having to score the first point?
I was nervous the whole game, but yeah, that first shot, mate, the nerves went and we knew we had the skill to get it over the line, that's for sure.
That's awesome. And, you know, you've got the young guns like Skinny Gray, Cade McDonald, who sealed that deal. What's it like being one of the older guys, bringing them up, and what have you taught them so far?
Oh, it's great. And you got Tommy Gunn there. Tommy Lee's finished it this year, so it's just good to get a win for him, mate, as well. For the boys as well. Unbelievable club. They welcome everyone here, so. I love it.
Congratulations, mate. Enjoy the win.
Cheers, thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Josh Papworth and his supporters on the side. I think we've got one more lined up in Jeremy Wallace. Back to you, Macy. Oh, almost might have it. Yeah, we got Jeremy Wallace now.
Guys, it's a bit hard to hear down here with everyone celebrating behind me. As I mentioned, I was speaking to Jeremy Wallace pre-game, post-match. Here we are. You made it. You won. You've got little Tommy here with you as well. What's it like having Tommy, your partner, and everyone here supporting you today?
Well, I mean, the missus won one this morning, so I had to bring one home this afternoon. So it's just awesome, and like having my boy here to watch that's my dream really. So win one for the home team, North Beach and junior club. That's yeah, unreal. I can't describe it.
What do you think was the difference today? Obviously, they've been the top team all season, the Fremantle Roosters. What did the North Beach Sea Eagles bring today that was different to the rest of the season?
Energy and enthusiasm. Like, we've had lots of boys come in and out all year, and so we finally had a good group of middle forwards that laid the platform for us, and us backs were able to do the damage out wide. So yeah, we just had energy today, and yeah, it really showed in that second half where we did our line for like back-to-back sets, and yeah, just total effort from the boys. It's unreal.
Well, congratulations, awesome season. Good work, Tommy. Mummy and Daddy won. Do you have anything to say?
Say hi.
All right, thanks guys. Congrats.
Thanks, Macy, for all your work down there on the boundary this afternoon. Thanks, Jeremy and little Tommy, for coming and getting involved tonight. Donnie, that's a wrap down here. We'll go to the presentations in a moment, but Just a tremendous effort once again. The North Beach Sea Eagles, how resilient on the goal line were they?
Well, again, I said sort of throughout that it was both teams had periods of time in that second half where they were out on their feet, fatigued, they had nothing left to give, and yet they found a way to defend their line again and again and again. We saw North Beach do it for a 10-minute period. We saw Fremantle do it for a 10-minute period. I thought both teams were absolutely excellent. Every single player out there was up for the contest throughout. It was a hell of an advertisement for rugby league in Western Australia.
Absolutely it was. We see the fans all flooding the field now. We're going to cross over to the presentations when they can manage to get them underway. We'll roll you through some highlights of the afternoon, but thank you very much for joining us at Dorrien Gardens this afternoon. This has been the NRL WA Final Series brought to you by Fuel to Play and Go and Westpac. Make sure you join us in next season for some more NRL action right here from WA.